Hey there YouTube, this is Druzel. I'm going to do another video today on a new thing I acquired for my computer called an EVGA PowerLink, which you may or may not have heard of on their website. It came in this lovely little envelope. I got a couple of them, even though I only have the one card right now, because eventually I probably will get a second 1080 for the win, and I want two of these. They're mostly for cable management and really just for aesthetics. But as you can see, it comes in this cute little box. It's directly from EVGA, although I got mine from Amazon, but you can order them off the EVGA website as well. But the idea is it lets you route your cables around the side of the card instead of on the outside, or this edge here, so they'll be more kind of unobtrusive and out of the way. And like I say, they have different little adapter heads, because normally, like as you can see, this is two 8-pins, and I believe that's the way that this thing comes, is for two 8-pin support, but you can also modify it and replace the little connectors on it with 6 pins instead, or however it is that you need to do it to set it up for your card. I'm not sure which all models are supported by this, but I think it pretty much supports any of their 1080 series cards. Now that I'm trying to get this box open without completely wrecking it, but I'm sort of butchering it. As you can see, I'm just tearing this poor thing apart because it doesn't seem to be forthcoming. Alright, so nothing much in the box other than your typical manual, I suppose, which you would expect. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? It did come, in fact, with a little adapter 6-pin head. So you normally have two that are on there, the two 8-pins that are on this right now. If I can get it out of the box. It seems to be questionable. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to probably have to adjust this by the looks of it, because they're not really close to each other. But the idea is that these two connect here on the outside, and it kind of wraps around the edge of the card, and then you plug in your power cables to the edge out here instead of being plugged in here, so they're kind of outside your main line of view when you look at, from the inside of from the outside of the case through like a window or whatever. You won't be able to see the power cables as well. It's mostly just again, I think more for aesthetics than anything else. It's not really, it doesn't really add any functionality other than, again, just kind of getting the cables out of the way. It comes with a little Allen key head, hex wrench kind of thing, and I imagine I'm going to need that because it looks like I say, these are not very close together, and they probably need to be adjusted somehow. I'm not even seeing exactly how that's going to work by looking at it, so I'll probably have to look at the instructions real quick here. I'll pause for a second, and I'll kind of continue on after I've looked at the instructions and try to figure out how to do this. 1 second. Okay, you can see I was able to remove, there's like these strips that cover up a hidden partition, and you can see inside pretty well. There's the little hex screws like I was talking about, so I'm sure that I need to loosen them, like whichever one I want to move, because it's got to fit, like I say, down on top of this, and so I gotta have to just push them together. I'm not really sure why they don't come that way, because this obviously doesn't fit on any video card, but whatever. I guess pardon my voice, I've still been a little bit sick. I've had a chest cold / cough for a while, and it's messed my voice up, so I apologize. But anyways, I guess what I want to do, if I want it to fit like that, I think I need to push them in this direction so it can wrap around the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here real quick and loosen these up and kind of readjust it and see how it works. 1 second. Okay, so after some finagling with it, you have to get a little bit of distance between the two of them. It's probably different from one card to the next, but for this particular card, and I'm sure that any card actually with two 8-pins is probably spaced like this. It's probably an industry standard. But anyways, you can now, at least for a second ago there, this was, yeah, okay. So you can see it kind of fits over the edge, and you would push it down in. I don't want to do it yet because I want to hook up my power cables first, because once I get it down in there, it'd be kind of hard to work with this, but that's how it works pretty much. Let's hook these into it. Like I said, I got a second one of these, so if I ever get a second for the win card, which I may or may not do, we'll see if my gaming needs like I've been playing Fallout 4 now with mods and the new ultra high definition texture pack, and that's like, it runs fine. I get around probably 55 to 60 frames a second most of the time, even with E and B. But like if I wanted to play it in 4K, I don't think it would be running that great. So you get the idea. I'm gonna need more horsepower. Alright, so it's down into place. I mean, I'd probably want to fiddle around with how I have this wired eventually to get it a little bit more out of the way than that. You can kind of see it's still, you know, it's not jamming up my fan or anything, but it's not really, you know, totally out of the way or anything. I'd probably need to take my machine apart, or at least the back panel off where my hard drive, or my power supply is at, and kind of reorganize my wiring and try to get it so it's as unobtrusive as possible. But you get the general idea of the purpose of the device. Like I say, it's now hooked in, it clicked into place, so this should power on when I'm ready to do so. I am also going to, I've had this adapter card for quite a while, and I've used it on and off, but it converts my Samsung 950 Pro from the M.2 slot into a PCI Express 4X slot. And the reason to do that with this particular motherboard is because EVGA is a bunch of jackwagons and decided to run that at a 2.0 speed instead of a 3.0 speed. And so it the drive only runs at like 1600 megabits per second instead of the 2600 it can actually support. I know what you're saying, only 1600 megabits per second. It's you know, it's just one of those things where it could be faster. And I am, that is where I have my Fallout 4 installation actually loaded. And that game has some pretty long load times when you start cranking up these high-res textures and your ENBs and so forth. It seems to cause it to take a bit longer to load. So that said, I'm going to throw it back on here so it gets the full speed. Give me 1 second here, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, you can see now I've moved it out of its M.2 slot onto my little adapter card from Silverstone. This card was about 14 bucks, pretty reasonable. And I would put it in the, you know, my 4X, or I guess it's a, never mind, it's a 1X slot, so it won't work anyway. Please ignore the person revving their engine outside my apartment. It'd be great if people wouldn't do that when I'm trying to record a video, but you can't count on people, can you? I use thumb screws for most stuff in here, so it's easy to move it around. Alright, so that's all done. I should be able to power this thing up, and it should just work with it being connected through this. Guess if it doesn't, we'll know right away if it didn't. I'm going to go ahead and just see if it powers on, huh? Where are you at, power button? I got my case sitting on the floor. Alright, there you go. Ooh, the lights are green. I gotta see if there's a way to change those LED colors. Ooh, it's posting. Make sure that it comes on here. Huh, I'm not getting anything on my screen. I kind of wonder if that's really working or not. Oh, it worked. It just, for some reason, it passed the post screen on there, and it went straight into Windows. Let me disconnect from my little tripod here, and you can see. There you go. Turn my lamp off. I got my new Fallout 4 background that I made. That's with ENB. I don't know how well that's translating to this image, but the game looks pretty damn good right now. I think it's using, there's an ENB called Vogue. I believe that's the one I'm using for it. But with the new texture pack plus ENB, I mean, you don't need a ton else. And now they've got, you can actually go right into like a mod menu within the game itself and just download them directly from Bethesda, so you don't even need to go to the Nexus to get a lot of stuff. There's still stuff that's only on the Nexus, so you'll have to look around and see what you want if you're going to play the game. But anyways, that's not really relevant to the rest of the purpose of this video. You can see again, definitely lit up in green. I'm going to see if there's any way to change those LED colors at some point. It actually looks white through my phone screen, so I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's definitely green. It just looks white for some reason on my phone. But that said, appreciate everybody watching. If you enjoy this kind of content and would like to see more, please go ahead and click the like and subscribe button, and I'll be sure to continue to post more videos as time allows and as I get new stuff. If I get a second one of these bad boys, I'll be sure to do a video, of SLI performance. I'll have to move that card I put there right back to where it was because, I'll need to put my second GPU there. But anyways, thanks for watching. This has been Drizzle. Have a great day. Bye. So I just wanted to add one more thing here. I did find out how to get the LED to change colors to red. I don't know why. Again, like the E, when I'm looking at it in real life, it looks red enough, but through my phone it looks like it's almost a flickering orange color, so I don't know how that's going to translate to the video, but it looks fine in real life. But you can see now everything in there is red. And the way to do that is you use EVGA Precision XOC. You come down here, you click on the little gear icon for settings, go to the LED tab, click this, and you can change what color you want it to be. After you hit OK, and then you hit OK here, it'll apply the color setting, and voila, you've got whatever color you want to go with the rest of your system. So there you have it. That's how you get those, get that red color, or if you wanted, if you wanted it to be darker green or anything else, you could pick it out of there. So again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.